nurses question sale of nursing housing property. Madang Regional counting officials ready to proceed. And Moresby South quality checks delayed.
This is National EMTV News with Meriba Tulo.
A very good evening. Thank you for joining us for Tuesday's news. We'll have the latest on the national general elections later on. But before that, a concern raised by nurses in the nation's capital. The recent sale of a nursing housing property at Gerhu's Stage 3B has been questioned by nurses in Port Moresby. Concerned nurses told EMTV News there was no consultation between executives of the Nursing Association and its members. The property is currently for sale for 10 million kina.
Speaking to EMTV News this afternoon, members of the PNG Nursing Association say the sale of the property is illegal. They claim the current interim executives have failed its part in informing its members of the sale.
Because if they were member focused, they would have consulted us, spoken to us, and spoken to the tenants, current tenants here. They failed to do this. And they have caused a lot of psychological trauma to us. As you can see, we haven't been reporting to work.
About 17 families live on the property at Gerhu's 3B area in Port Moresby. This state property was officially funded by the national government supplementary budget at the cost of 15 million kina in 2007. A private real estate company is now advertising the property as the tenants, the nurses, seek answers from the Nursing Association, Health Secretary Pascal Kase and the incumbent government.
And the members were not consulted about this house and for what reason, so we were not consulted.
Most of the tenants occupying the property are senior health officers working for the health department. According to the concerned nurses, the only response from the PNG nurses interim executives is that the property is up for sale as a liability to the nursing fraternity.
We want them to spell out the liabilities because the tenants, they pay about 440 to 550 kina per fortnight. Apart from that, they pay their water bills, they pay their power bills, and the association doesn't do frequent renovations for the houses. And the rent that they pay comes out from the net pay. We do not get rental allowances.
Nurses have lived in the Gerhu property since 2013. Health Secretary Pascal Kase is yet to make a response on this matter.
So we are not happy with the NEC executives where they have made a decision to put us in where we are now.
Jack Lopave Jr., National EMTV News.
80 counting officials for the Madang Regional seat have completed a one-day training today and are now prepared to start counting midday tomorrow. The counting officials will be working day and night to count at least 134 ballot boxes from the 6 districts of Madang Province.
At 10 o'clock this morning, 80 counting officials together with scrutineers of candidates turned up at the Holy Spirit Hall to attend the training. It is a refresher course given to the officials on the LPV system and the counting process. Assistant Election Manager Justin Pantumari was the lead facilitator. Provincial Administrator Daniel Aloy, who opened the training, urged counting officials to be honest and transparent without causing any problems during the counting period.
Over the years, we have used the process, but today, as I'm giving these opening remarks, I trust that each one of you will go by the oath that you sworn.
Meanwhile, there will be tight security presence at the counting venue. Counting officials, media personnel, scrutineers and election observers will be thoroughly checked before they are allowed entry into the counting venue. Those without any formal identification will not be allowed access. 90 security personnel comprising our PNGC, PNG Defence Force and CS officers will be stationed at the Holy Spirit Hall to provide security.
Today I'm briefing. Now I'm preparing my tari board, my tari sheet, now display ready, forms, ready by tomorrow. Then every forms are in place by around lunchtime, you should start.
For the open seats, 90 counting officials will be working day and night shifts, 30 during the day and 30 in the night. Madang will start counting at midday tomorrow. Martha Lewis, National EMTV News, Madang.
One man was shot dead on Sunday night at Laigam in Enga province, and a mobile squad member was stoned at Wapenamanda in two separate incidents. Some ballot boxes were not retrieved yet, and the Joint Security Forces are working tirelessly to retrieve them. Provincial Police Commander Chief Superintendent George Kakas said counting for Enga province will be delayed until all the boxes are retrieved.
A man was shot dead on Sunday night in Layagam district of Enga province by supporters of a candidate after hearing of ballot boxes being hijacked while transporting them to Wabek. PPC Kakas said the police have received reports of ballot boxes being hijacked at the Maip Mulitaka LLG in Layagap Pogera electorate. Police are currently working closely with the election manager and the returning officer of the electorate to identify boxes in the villages and retrieve them.
Last night I got a report that several people were shot, but I received the confirmed report that one was shot dead and unconfirmed reports of others, and I'm still waiting for more information to reach me.
In a separate incident last Friday night at Wapenamanda electorate, roadblocks were set up along the Sac Valley by supporters of rival candidates, preventing the Joint Security Forces to transport ballot boxes to Wabek after voting. Several gunshots were exchanged by the joint forces and the rival groups. A member of the mobile squad was stoned on his head and was medevaced to Mount Hagen, then to Port Moresby.
At this stage, I wouldn't really know what his condition is, but from the information I'm getting from his supervisors, it's in a critical but stable condition.
Two police officers were also injured at Wapenamanda. The joint forces were retrieving ballot boxes that were kept at a polling place under some suspicious circumstances. PPC George Kakas said counting for Enga province won't start until all the ballot boxes are retrieved. Vasinata Yama, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
To Central Province, and counting for the Central Province electorate started yesterday with two districts, Abau and Rigo. Counting for Rigo Open was done at the Kwikila Secondary School with progressive results for the first count announced at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Counting for the Abau Open seat was done at the Kupiano Council Chamber under tight security.
The roads leading to the Kupiano Council Chamber were sealed off yesterday as preparations for counting started. The first 4 ballot boxes were brought to the counting venue on an open-back vehicle as requested by scrutineers to maintain transparency during transportation of ballot boxes. Inside the chamber, it was a tight squeeze for the sorters, counters, Electoral Commission representatives and scrutineers, but everyone was determined to get the job done. There are 28 ballot boxes for the Abau Open seat. Counting is also simultaneously happening for 28 other ballot boxes for the Central Regional seat. The first 6 ballot boxes for Abau are results of the various wards in the Amazon local level government area. 2 boxes for Abau were counted on the first day, and so far 4 boxes were counted today. There has been no major law and order incidences since nominations began through to polling and now counting. With count 6 completed this afternoon, Abau Open has 22 ballot boxes left. Returning Officer Lawrence Barrow said they hope to get count 7 done as well by the end of the day. Deli Waigeno, National EMTV News.
To New Island Province, counting for Namatanai electorate has come to a halt after scrutineers for the sitting member, Byron Chan, petitioned Returning Officer Benjamin Kliawi to recount all 12 boxes that were counted since Saturday. The scrutineers claim there was foul play and want the counting officials replaced. Adelaide Sirox Kari reports from Namatanai.
Scrutineers petitioned the returning officer Benjamin Kliawi yesterday, claiming there was foul play with counting. This morning a response was expected. RO Kliawi did not start counting and asked counting officials to make room for the scrutineers to come in for him to give his response to the petition. That did not eventuate. Mr. Chan's scrutineers were adamant for the RO to give them an official response in black and white. In this footage, returning officer Benjamin Kliawi is asking the scrutineers to receive his response to the petition.
This is what you expect. It's something to be in a manner of professionality. You should respond. That's why we gave you the petition yesterday. To avoid such happenings.
Okay, suppose we like you, somebody talk to me outside. You talk to me when they invite me to Kotak. You are him outside. You may accept him and you go in.
That's what we expect.
Did I tell you outside? You can tell you the information.
No. You need to respond. That's why our scrutineers, we're still expecting response, and then we can see.
And we sit down, and then if there's a difference between your response and the petition, then we sit down and it out.
No, you are the boss.
This is an official petition. This is an official petition. You will have to respond officially. You think before MME talk, we discuss any.
This is of public interest, and you are the returning officer.
Is the returning officer? Our scrutineers have a right to question.
Of course.
Yes. So you cannot agree with that.
After an hour, scrutineers assembled in front of the counting area awaiting the RO.
So you can still claim misplay or foul play.
Well, we will receive that, but for your information, we will still, if this is not satisfied what we expect, our scrutineers will never enter the counting.
We can call lawyers for PNGC to come.
Yes.
If they advise me to continue counting, let me continue here.
Yes. Yes.
Having given his written response to the petition, Mr. Kliawi gave the scrutineers 2 hours to reply.
Today, I must have ballot paper or no give no feel on sa calling. But you survey it. But you know I'm wrong yet. So this allegation when me looking is me baseless. So I'm not all in good. Anyway, me talks about us all long, especially on petition side. So I'm now by you must start counting me. Me talks about solo was.
Counting resumed at 12 o'clock today. Namatanai counting stands at 1, Walter Schnobel, National Alliance Party President, at 8,166, and sitting member and People's Progress Party candidate Byron Chan at 6,424. Adelaide Xerox Kari National, MTV News, Namatanai.
To Moresby Province, Sam Basil has started off with a convincing lead in the primary vote count of the Bulolo Open electorate. In each of the 4 counts this morning, Basil maintained a progressive lead. After count 4, Basil was leading with 4,235 votes. His closest rival, Samson Napo, collected 578 votes, followed by PNC man Leonard Bryan.
Based on previous experience, Bulolo has become the electorate to watch for many around the country. It's not just because of Sam Basil's popularity as a politician, but because of how the LPV system works in this electorate. This morning, the majority of votes from 4 boxes of the Buang LLG went from the sorting table to Basil's collection tray. Buang ballots all done, then boxes from Mumeng were brought in with police escort. In count 5 at 4 p.m, the first boxes from the Mumeng LLG. More than 1,000 votes were placed in the collection tray.
Candidate 30, 1,617, 1617.
Even with the results, it's still early days. Basil's closest rival is former MP Samson Napo, who has over 500 votes. He's followed closely by PNC man Leonard Bryan. Scott Waide, National MTV News, Bulolo.
You're watching National MTV News. We'll have more counting updates after these messages. Don't go away. Welcome back to National MTV News. Time now to take a look at some progressive results from around the country, and we begin in Hela Province, where the regional count is progressing after count 146. PNC candidate Philip Undialu is currently in the lead, 29,548 votes, followed by Hewali Hamia with 20,157 votes, and Francis Potape, independent candidate, running third, 16,946 votes. There are 80 boxes remaining for counting in the regional seat. Meanwhile, Koroba Kopiago and Komo Magariba open electorates completed their quality checks and are now ready for the elimination process to begin. To counting for Moresby Province and for the Moresby Regional seat after count 14, former Governor Luther Wenge is currently in the lead, 1,843 votes, followed by Ginson Soanu with 1,385 votes. Kemas Tomala is running in third position, 1,328 votes. Sitting Governor Kelly Naru is in fourth position, 1,198 votes. And Judas Nalau in fifth position, 500 votes. That is the progressive count for Moresby Regional after count 14. To counting for Lay Open, the progressive results after count 9, Sir Nagara Bogan is in the lead, 543 votes, followed by John Rosso, 451 votes. Pastor Fabian Peter is in third position, 399 votes. Matthew Minape is running fourth on 370 votes, and Valentine Buri rounds up the top 5, 314 votes. That is the progressive result for Lay Open after count 9. To counting for Nawai Open and the progressive results after count 12, Kennedy Wenge is in the lead, 1,089 votes. Michael Gotoha is in second position, 1,038 votes. Masam Som is in third position, 968 votes. Timothy Bonga is running fourth, 923 votes. And Bob Bugilam is running fifth, 664 votes. That is the progressive results for Nawai Open after count 12. To counting in the East New Britain Province and the East New Britain Regional seat, the progressive results after count 14 has Sinai Brown currently in the lead, 2,995 votes, followed by Nakikus Konga on 2,312 votes. Sitting MP Sir Leo Dion of the PNC party is running third, 1,557 votes. Pastor Gershon Passingan is running fourth, 1,290 votes, and John Sambi is running fifth, 977 votes. Those are the progressive results for East New Britain Regional seat after count 14. To counting for Pomio Open and the progressive results after count 14, sitting MP Elias Kapavor has taken over the lead, 1,491 votes. Benedict Tati running second, 1,489 votes. Alois Gongi in third position, 1,456 votes. Patrick Kapun is running fourth, 1,338 votes. Robert Lutulele drops down to fifth position, 1,171 votes. To counting for Rabaul Open after count 4, the progressive results sees current sitting member Dr. Alan Marat still in the lead, 3,386 votes. Raymond Polius is running second, 1,866 votes. Stephen Rufflin running third, 269 votes. Levi Poipoi is in fourth position, 188 votes. Comet Kunai is in fifth position, 83 votes. That is for Rabaul Open, the progressive results after count 4. To counting for Gazelle Open and the progressive results after count 13, sitting MP Malakai Tabar is in first position, 2,249 votes, followed by Henry Urai of PPP with 2,116 votes. Jelta Wong is in third position, 2,079 votes. Bernard Lucara is in fourth position, 1,404 votes. Norbert Kubak rounding up the top 5 for Gazelle Open, 986 votes. That is the progressive results for Gazelle Open after count 13. And to counting for Kokopo Open, the progressive results after count 6. Comet Malari, an independent candidate, is currently in the lead, 2,179 votes. Sitting MP Eramanto Baining Jr. is running second, 1,336 votes. Emil Tamur is in third position at the moment, 1,118 votes. Peter Michael running fourth, 392 votes. And Bruno Thailam is running fifth, 387 votes. Those are the progressive results for Kokopo Open after count 6. To counting in West New Britain Province, the regional seat, the progressive results after count 6. Sitting Governor Sasindran Muthuvel of the PNC party is in the lead, 8,018 votes, followed by Coalition Reform Party candidate Chris Lagisa, 3,658 votes. Former MP Tony Puana from the PNG party is currently in third position, 2,424 votes. That is for the West New Britain regional seat, the progressive results after count 6. To Canberra and Gloucester and the progressive results after count 8. Current sitting MP Joseph Lelang is still in the lead, 5,054 votes. Peter Arol is running second, 1,969 votes. David Sui is running third, 1,461. Those are the progressive results for Canberra and Gloucester after count 8. And to progressive results from Thalassia Open after count 6. Blaisdell of the PNG Social Party is still in the lead, 2,265 votes, just ahead of John Takai, 1,617 votes. And sitting MP, PNC's Francis Maros, is in third position, 1,124 votes. To progressive results from the New Island Province. In counting for the New Island Provincial Regional seat, after count 3, Sir Julius Chan, the incumbent MP, is still leading, 1,276 votes, ahead of independent candidate Moses Makis with 508 votes, and the National Alliance candidate Michael Singan is in third position, 373 votes. To counting for Namatanai Open after count 14 as of 6 p.m. Walter Schnobelt of the National Alliance Party is currently in the lead, 10,716 votes. Byron Chan, the current sitting MP of the People's Progress Party, is in second position, 6,966 votes. And running third is Kiap Gugu Matos, 176 votes. He's an independent candidate. Counting has been suspended for Namatanai Open and will continue tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. To counting for Kavieng Open and the progressive results after count 3. Ben Micah from the People's Progress Party is still in the lead with 737 votes. Martin Aini of the People's National Congress is running second, 714 votes, and the National Alliance's Ian Ling Stuckey is running third, 707 votes. And to counting in the autonomous region of Bougainville for the Bougainville regional seat, sitting MP Joe Lera is in the lead, with 1,609 votes. Patrick Nisera is running second, 1,035 votes. Edwin Moses is running third, 605 votes. To counting for South Bougainville Open electorate, the progressive results after count 16. Timothy Masiu, the current sitting member, is in the lead, 1,226, followed closely by Albert Magoy, the People's Progress Party candidate, 1,123 votes, and Joe Sua Maru, 856 votes, rounding up the top three, the progressive results for South Bougainville Open electorate. And back to the nation's capital and counting for the NCD regional seat after count 91. Sitting Governor Paul Sparkop of the Social Democratic Party is still in the lead, 9,988 votes, ahead of Andy Bauer, an independent candidate, 4,675 votes, and Michael Kandiu running third, 4,234 votes. Babani Maraga is running fourth, 1,681 votes, and Mairi Homosi rounding up the top five, 1,585 votes. To counting for Moresby Northwest after count 43, Lohia Samuel is still in the lead, 4,123 votes. Semekure Morauta is running second, 3,018 votes. Miria Ikupu is currently third, 1,736 votes. Joseph Tonde in fourth position, 1,645 votes. Russell Wavik is running fifth, 1,507. And sitting MP Michael Malabag is in sixth position at the moment, 1,258. And to counting for Moresby Northeast, after count 6, Sape Mulumi is in the lead, 374 votes. Carl Okuk is running second with 208 votes. John Kauper is running third, 177 votes. Vincent Dimugu, currently in fourth position, 159 votes. And sitting member and PNC candidate Labi Amayu is in fifth position, 136 votes. After count 6 for Moresby Northeast, counting was suspended until further notice. And for the Moresby South electorate, after count 96, Justin Chichenko, the sitting member of the People's National Congress Party, has passed the absolute majority mark. He is on 19,926 votes, ahead of the party's Samson Kirilio, 5,735 votes, and Anna Skate of the People's Progress Party, 4,444 votes. And as mentioned, sitting Moresby South MP Justin Chichenko could be declared a Member of Parliament for the second term after surpassing the absolute majority point early this morning. But a scheduled quality check for this morning was cancelled and moved to tomorrow when scrutineers refused to turn up. Scrutineers had called on the Electoral Commission to suspend quality checks.
Counting at the Moresby South electorate has ended. Justin Chichenko is ahead of Samson Kirilio and Anna B. Skate. He has surpassed absolute majority and naturally he should be declared second PNC candidate to do so after James Marape for Tari Pori on Sunday. But there are disputes from scrutineers. At around 1 p.m. today, a heated argument between scrutineers and the returning officer Michael Are.
Quality check be suspended and put on hold after we seek some legal advice or after we get some directions from the commissioner and the election manager as to how we can go about this one.
Moses Ruben represents Samson Kirilio, the runner-up. He has been vocal about the demands to have polling officials be present for the quality check. EMTV has been contacting electoral officials to explain the process of the quality check, which should happen in the presence of scrutineers. But this group of scrutineers want the process delayed.
The electoral commissioner is not even hearing our grievances. We are unable to get directly with them. Even we've tried all the avenues to get in touch with them.
The quality check has been suspended today. Authorities have moved it to tomorrow, 8 p.m. Bethany Harriman, National EMTV News.
Time to check a few more results and the progressive results for Abau electorate. After count 5, the sitting MP, Sepuka Temo, a member of the People's National Congress Party, maintains a lead with 1,176 votes, ahead of Dr. Eric Omoro, 791 votes, and former Abau MP Kilroy Genia in third position, 318 votes. Evele Kala is in fourth position, 214 votes, and Wari Varage rounds up the top 5 for Abau Open, 160 votes. That is the progressive result for Abau electorate after count 5. And time now to take a look at our finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.3145 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina was buying $0.307 $0.4005 Australian dollars, €0.2663 and 34.69 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, coffee and cocoa closed lower, while copper closed the day unchanged. Palm oil closed higher, while crude oil and copper closed the day lower. And on the stock markets, the Dow Jones closed 5 points lower, the ASX closed 0.36 points higher, and the All Ordinaries closed 1 point higher. You're with National EMTV News. We'll have more after these messages. Stay tuned. Welcome back to National EMTV News. 3 council wards in the Mulbaya electorate, which have a total voting population of over 3,000 eligible voters, missed out on polling last Friday. Their ballot boxes were hijacked while being transported to the polling area. 2 former parliamentarians whose supporters did not vote are now appealing to the PNG Electoral Commission to allow them to go for re-polling.
The candidates are former member for Mulbaya Lumusa Sani Rambi and former Western Highlands Province Governor Tom Olga. While transporting ballot boxes for the Mul Council area from Baya River, masked gunmen shot at the vehicle carrying the boxes and hijacked only 3 boxes for Kaleg 1 and 2 wards and Kalenga Ward Council before escaping with the boxes into the bush. The vehicle carrying the boxes was the leading car, with security forces at the tail of a long convoy. Rambi and Olga have petitioned the election manager to go for re-polling, having in mind that the 3 wards are their base votes.
Those documents were moved because they were my base vote, and because I'm a very strong candidate, they wanted to move them so that they could minimize my numbers. I think that is totally unfair. Because I've approached the election manager and the returning officer and the assistant returning officer, they told me that I cannot conduct the elections because other candidates did not want it to happen. But what is the interest of those other candidates? This is a straightforward case where ballot papers were lost in transit.
The former governor, Tom Olga, says the Electoral Commission needs to give a favorable response as other provinces are still polling.
And I can't understand the Electoral Commission officers refuse to bring the ballots and conduct pollings. Well, the country is still polling at the polls. And where's the logic, where's common sense, where's the law?
However, election manager Philip Telapes says the polling date for Western Highlands Province ended on July 8 and they cannot go for re-polling. He says the incident occurred on the morning of July 7, last Friday, and the candidates had enough time to report this matter to the election manager's office, but he received the news on Saturday, which was late.
So when I received the report, it's on the 2:30 on Saturday afternoon. Then we had only difference of 3 to 4 hours left before 6 p.m. to close all the pollings in the province. So then that time we didn't have any more ballot papers. Those ballot papers were tampered with.
Rambi and Olga disagreed with the election manager's response, saying the Electoral Commission has issued a press release extending polling for these certain areas in the country to next week. However, Telapes says this was for transportation and geographical issues that will prolong polling in those areas indicated by Electoral Commissioner Pateles Gamato yesterday.
The papers were never delivered to my people, and my people never had the opportunity to vote. So that is, he's mentioning about transport, and this problem is a transport problem.
Vasinata Yama, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
Here with National EMTV News, we'll have some sporting updates next in Trukai Sports. Stay tuned.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Youngsters Cornelius Murray and Anderson Hewe are part of the national men's basketball train-on squad who are underway with preparations for the Melanesian Cup in September. National men's basketball coach Joel Kalu says the pair have performed outstandingly well during the nationals and deserve to be part of the squad. Godwin Eki with more.
Teenagers Anderson Hewe and Cornelius Murray say they are happy to be part of the national men's train-on squad. Following in family footsteps, Cornelius Murray says he is willing to put every effort into training to impress the coaches that he is capable of representing PNG.
It's a great experience to be in the squad, and it's speechless, and it's a great experience to be in the squad. Going up against the All-Stars team it's more difficult, and you're talking about the reps. The base players like Lloyd and Liam, playing against them, it's a great experience, and I'm more than happy to be in the training squad.
Fellow squad member Anderson Hewe, who is happy to be part of the squad, says his commitment to training will be his biggest priority in order to make the final team.
Yeah, we played many PNG reps and overseas players too. We fought really hard to play against their team, like Kaviang and Liam Wright brothers. It was a tough game that we played against them.
As the two youngsters joined the Wright brothers, Liam and Lloyd, national men's coach Joel Kalu says it was a difficult decision, but the two players proved their worth in the national championships.
And we also wanted to, blood the future. On the men's side, we've selected a couple of, young players that are 16, 17, 18 years old. So, we want them to get the experience of what it means to represent PNG and the level of training it takes. Obviously it's going to be very tough for them to make the final teams of 12 now, but it's about, I guess, preparing for the future as well.
Kalu, who witnessed the outstanding performance of the two young guns, says not only is the men's team taking the young players under their wing, but also the national women's team. Both Cornelius and Anderson are hoping to make the final team in the next few weeks and are also looking forward to representing their respective provincial teams come the PNG Games in November. Godwin Eki, National EMTV Sports.
To tennis and PNG star Violet Apisa bowed out of the 2017 Wimbledon girls singles after round 1. The 17-year-old lost to Jena Il Albon from Switzerland, who won 6 games in each of the 2 sets contested. Apisa finished the first round on a strong note, scoring a total of 32 points to 50 against a much stronger Swedish opponent. Don't go anywhere, we'll have more of Trukai Sports after these messages.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. To football, and Papua New Guinea was thrashed 12-0 by New Zealand on the first day of action at the OFC Under-19 Women's Championships in New Zealand today. New Zealand, bursting with talent and experience, were the favourites heading into the match and did not disappoint. The Silver Ferns led by 4-0 in the first half, courtesy of striker Hannah Blake. In the second half, New Zealand went on a scoring spree with both Dana Stevens and Hannah Blake scoring 3 goals apiece, with the full-time score 12-0 in favour of the Silver Ferns. PNG plays New Caledonia next in the OFC Under-19 Championships. Hopefully they can bounce back. To NRL, and Queensland Maroons fullback Billy Slater has rolled his ankle during a Queensland Maroons training session. However, the team is confident he will recover in time for the State of Origin decider tomorrow.
Slater has been given till the last minute to prove his fitness for what may be his final game for Queensland. He is off contract and is yet to decide whether he'll play on for the Melbourne Storm next year. If he proves unfit, this will see a reshuffle in the Maroons backline, which might see Sharks #1 Valentine Holmes playing in place of Slater, 5'8" Cameron Munster moved to the centres, and Ben Hunt to don the ever-famous #6 jersey. But everyone is confident Slater will recover in time, even Blues coach Laurie Daly, who shared the same sentiments.
Yeah, no, I hadn't heard that, but I think Billy will be right.
Over to the New South Wales team, captain Boyd Cordner was also given time to recover from a calf strain. He has shown signs of improvement over the past few days, and the team is confident he will be able to lead them out tomorrow night. Elijah Levitt, National, EMTV Sports.
And then Strukai Sports up next. Your weather details. Stay tuned.
Strukai Sports. Strukai Sports.
The weather details are proudly brought to you by Dulux Weather Shield. Worth doing with Dulux.
A quick look at the weather. First of all, in the southern region, Daru, mostly fine, cloudy with some showers expected in Port Moresby, Kerma and Popondetta, cloudy and windy in Alotau. To the Momasa region, some showers expected in Lae and Wau, cloudy with some showers as well for Madang, Wewak and Vanimo. To the New Guinea Islands region, thundery showers expected in Lorengau and Buka, cloudy with some rain for Kokopo, Rabaul and Kimbe, cloudy with some showers in Kewang. And in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen, Goroka, Kundiawa, Mendi and Wabeg, all these major centres can expect cloudy weather over the next 24 hours.
The weather details are proudly brought to you by Dulux Weather Shield. Worth doing with Dulux.
And that is the news, sport and weather for today, Tuesday, the 11th of July 2017. Stay tuned to MTV. Neville Choi and Titi Gabi are up next on Your Vote 2017, taking a look at Papua New Guinea's national general elections. But for now, on behalf of the news team, pleasant viewing. Good night.